Hi guys, this is Guillermo from Google Tech. Today we will see how to clean the internals, the pre-filter and the main filter, hidden here, this gray part here, of Honda Africa Twin CRF 1000, the latest version. We took apart the pump, we saw how in just 6,000 kilometers so much dirt was already inside the pump casing, which is basically at the bottom of this one, okay? So we got the flange, original flange, the bottom of the pump, and here this is the frame of the filter, the strainer, this one. You're also seeing in the photos how dirt was already getting between the pump, this part, and the strainer, which means that the original filter, original strainer, doesn't seal properly against the pump itself, allowing dirt to go through, bypassing the strainer, going through the pump, in the main filter, and maybe reaching the injectors. That's very bad. What we are doing today, it's not official, it's not what is written in the manuals, it's not what the people are suggesting you to do. This is our way, this is my way to clean filters. If you're in the middle of the street, if you didn't use our neck filters to pre-filter fuel while refueling, and if you didn't buy the original spare parts. As far as I know, 2 years ago, there was not such a spare part as a filter for the Honda. Lately, I've seen it in some spare parts manual, and I've seen it also online to be bought. Until 2 years ago, there was no way to buy the filter, just the strainer. Now, to clean, it's quite easy. We just pre-mixed in this glass cans, okay? Some injector cleaner, a good brand, whatever brand will be enough, which means 1-2 fingers maximum and the full length of, full volume of fuel. And in this case, it's much lower because we will just clean the pre-filter, the strainer, without allowing the dirt to get inside the strainer. It's always the best, the first 1-2 washing, to keep this mouth off, on top of the fuel. So we were saying, we put the flash petrol with injector cleaner. We will let the filter soak for some minutes. Usually I do 3 to 4 washing, depending on how dirty everything is. This is not clean. It's 6,000 kilometers. 6,000 kilometers. Not 60, just 6. And everything was already dirty. After that, we will gently back flush, blowing with compressed air, low pressure, to allow a gentle flow of petrol backwards through the media to free off the debris that are trapped in the media itself. We'll do the same procedure also with the main filter, hidden here. This gray part here is a filter inside. There is no access, you cannot take it apart. You may buy it originally by Honda, or you just try to clean it. If it's too dirty, don't attempt it. You may destroy just the element, and this will not protect anymore your injector. If you use our neck filters and if you clean regularly, let's say 20,000 kilometers or 30,000 kilometers tops, then you are fine, because it will not clog, shouldn't clog so much. First of all, we'll try to remove the sensor for the reserve. Everything is in plastic. I see 2 tabs, maybe pushing them down. This is the first time I'm doing it, so I don't know if it's the right procedure. Pushing tabs down. Oh, yes, it's sliding. Gently, always gently. It's plastic. It was in petrol, so it's not exactly the most robust. And we just removed the sensor. Okay, this is the reserve sensor. The floater is on the other side, in another part of the tank for your CRF air off, for your Africa Twin. And it's another system, connecting and giving you the level. This just gives you when there is too little petrol. Now, we will put the strainer, making sure that it will not sink down properly. Guys, this is petrol, it's dangerous. Use gloves and don't spray it on your eyes. As you can see, the level of petrol is just covering the media, but not covering the entry of the strainer. We will clean it later with the brush or with some paper. And let it sink for 20 minutes at each washing. We will do the same with the pump. With the filter. The problem with the filter is that since it's hidden, and the flow is from inside the bottom of it, actually it's the top, to the bottom, then it goes here to the pressure regulator, and then through this hole goes via this nipple and O-ring to the injector, to the throttle bodies. So to clean it, we put it head down inside the petrol and we let it sink. Again, you will allow for 10 to 20 minutes of soaking with this mixture. Every time you will change the mixture, don't shake them, it's plastic, it may get destroyed. This one we will shake it later once the outer part is cleaner, and so there is not much risk that anything will get inside. What we want to prevent is that the clean part, which is inside, will get too much dirt, and then it will go through the pump, damaging the pump, and then through the main filter. The same thing we will do also with the other parts. That's the frame of the subframe of the strainer, and this is the base of the pump. But it's easy. You can brush it off. You can use basically some paper. You can clean it with whatever, even silicone or whatever cleaner you have there. Do not use brake cleaner. Use just fresh petrol. Use some oil, some lubricant, and just get it clean. Okay, now, pretending that we had 20 minutes of waiting, we will go and blow out we will back flush through compressed air through the filters to see how much we got rid of. Just follow me. So guys, I don't know if you recognize this, but this is the workbench where we are testing our air filters with the sand store machine. Like we said, let's back flush the filter that was here sinking and soaking for, let's say, you were supposed to wait 20 minutes, we did not, and see what will come out. We will do exactly like I said. We will use the tube to do it in safety. We will use as gentle blow as possible in order to avoid the petrol splashing on top of us. You may even want to cover it up with paper cloth, but just for the sake of the video, we will not. We'll just pay attention. We just blow delicately inside the filter toward outside. You can tell that the filter is pretty clean for 3 reasons. First, because it is brand new. That's what they will say, just 6,000 kilometers. But from what we will also check once we will open it up, I suppose it's clean because basically there is no resistance to flow, because it's not a strainer. It's not much. We will check once we will open it up. Okay, I would recommend you to do another couple of washing. You can see that it's still dirty in some areas, so it didn't get properly cleaned. You see here it's still dirty. Here it's still dirty. You can remove this with a light brush and then go on. So we will do another couple of washing. You put fresh petrol. I will just put it back. I don't give a damn because I will not cut it open anyway. And then we do the other one. Same system. This we have to be more careful because this is the part where the fuel pressure regulator sits. So we have to close this part in order to allow the air just to flow through the filter, not just blow out from the other side. So again, the hose, finger off top, and pay attention because it will blow. So be always gentle. Oops. Like I told you, maybe the cloth is best. So this is also clean. I would recommend you anyway to do another couple of washing. Same way, clean petrol. Again, blowing out. And it's ready to go. Let's go upstairs to clean up the pump. So we're blowing backwards, back flushing the filters, the strainer, and the main filter. Then I was simply applying some paper and some injector cleaner and mixture with fuel to clean up all the parts. You can see that there are still some spots that are spotted, but let's make it clear. One thing is the pigment, which is below 2 microns, and one thing is the heavy particulate, which is ranging above 10 microns. Whatever is in between, it's, terra incognita, because in the end, it will not damage neither the pump nor the filter. If it's just a pigment, then it's just dirt, but it doesn't influence anything else. If it's bigger, then it's dangerous. We clean up everything, and now I would just like to check what we collected in terms of sand, and I want you to see that this is still dirt. There is still dirt inside. What we can, and if we can, see if something gets trapped while moving the fuel through kitchen paper. Now, kitchen paper is just common paper, but due to the structure, it's not such a bad filter actually. You may pre-filter stuff or trying to get rid of particles which are in your canister, jerry cans, using kitchen paper. It's not a bad habit. To do so, you just create a filter, bending the paper 4 times. I'm sorry, twice. Once, twice. Here in the middle, you have a filter. Let's collect everything. And let's see what's inside. To take a bit of time, but we're not in a rush. Sorry for the waiting because petrol and paper. Now, you can see the dirt that we collected just with one washing and one blowing. That's it. This is touching it. This is sand. This is no good. But actually it got trapped, so it was at the data pump. Again, petrol is clean. It's obvious this thing didn't exist. And it was stopped, or somehow it got hanged on the strainer. Having said this, this was our procedure to open and clean the fuel pump and filter mainly of the Honda Africa Twin CRF 1000, all types. We have found this strainer, we have found this hidden filter, which we cleaned more or less with some procedure. If you prefer to get a much better version of the strainer, then you should get ours, because this is a real strainer. And like we said, we just clean it up, we tried to rinse both of them, they came out quite clean, pretty nice. It was 6,000 kilometers, we found some dust, and actually we found some heavy dust also, which is bad for the pump and the main filter and the injector. If you want to prevent this, if you want to preserve your strainer and the original pump and filter, maybe you should install a GoogleTech system. Our strainer is much more defined and it's certified, and our Mazinga covers up the whole pump like you have seen in the other video. Thank you so much. If you like the video, subscribe to our channel, thumbs up if you like it, and wait for us. We will put more posts and more interesting info for your bike and other models. Thank you so much. This is GoogleTech.